Welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where today I am bringing to you a celebration of solstice class, as it is summer solstice on the 20th of June here in the UK. Some of you may experience it on the 21st in other parts of the world. So we've come a long way from the winter solstice, where we had the longest nights, and on the summer solstice we have the most hours of sunlight, the most hours of daylight. I certainly want that here in the UK because it has felt like being trapped in Narnia, where it is always winter and never spring, seemingly. Yeah, it's not been the best weather this spring. Anyway, I digress. We are going to get into some poses that really bring heat to the body. We're obviously going to have some sun salutations, some nice fiery twists, so some abdominal stuff going on. We're also going to have some arm balances thrown in there if you're up for it. And yeah, really awakening our inner solar power. I have my cute little sunstone on today as well to symbolise solstice, a great crystal for manifesting with on the summer solstice, as it represents the sun. It is a sunstone. So I've got a little poem from the Moon Diary to read. Summer solstice. The sun is at its highest point on this, the longest day. For 3 whole days and nights, this is where it stays. In these hazy days of festivals under the summer king's mantle, his stillness to invigorate in the water sign of Cancer. Remember at the solar peak, look towards the southern skies, for Holy King is stirring and his energy will surely rise. So take a moment, make a wish, where land meets the water. Make a prayer of nurturing for all Earth's sons and daughters. And with all this solar fire, with nature fit to bust, may we never hunger and neither may we thirst. So yeah, we're going to tip over into Cancer season as we peak. And I think we have the moon in Sagittarius. Let's have a look. Yes, so the moon will be in very fiery Sagittarius. So yeah, let's hope it brings the heat. But we also, yeah, need to remain emotionally calm because we will be moving into Cancer season. So without further ado, let's get on the mat. Let's get started. You're going to come to a seat, place the hands just behind the hips, allow the knees to point up to the sky, feet are flat, and then just allow your knees to sway from side to side as we roll over onto the sides of the feet. Letting those hips just sway from side to side, allowing them to open a little. And then from here, allow the torso to twist and see if you can twist into your deer, flexing the feet so both knees are bent. And we're going to twist round again, and we're just going to face the short edges of the mat. I'm going to twist round again and allow those knees to rotate open and down towards the mat. And one more, and we'll come back to centre. So come to a cross-legged position by pulling the foot towards the pelvis, and just allow the other one to rest in front. I'm just going to ground in for a moment. Take some big inhalations and exhalation. Just clear out those lungs. I'm just going to do some wrist rolls. So make some fists and just rotate the wrists round and the opposite direction. Go both ways. And then we're going to be sunshine fingers because we're welcoming in the sun because it's solstice. And we're going to flick, 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 flick the fingers open. Shine, 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 shine your light. Light rays, shining, blasting the sun out of our fingers. Should feel this powerfully down through the forearms, should feel the tendons of the fingers firing up, making some heat, making some sunshine heat, because it's solstice. Don't have to do sound effects. They're optional. Lovely. I'm going to take one hand to the mat and open up that side body, stretching, bringing that arm over the head. Sweep that arm down, bring it to the other side, ground through the palm, and take the other arm up overhead, creating a nice long line, nice stretch through the side on the other side. Switch it over, bring it down, switch it over, bring it down. So just sweeping each arm up and over the head. Lovely, opening up that rib cage. I'm going to take the hands to the shoulders and just do some shoulder rolls. So allow the elbows to come up, round and down, meet in the middle, up, round and down. Try and inhale as you raise the arms and exhale as you lower them. Lovely. And bring the hands to the knees. So opposite hand to opposite knee, and just twist and look behind, over the shoulder. Lovely. And twist and look behind the other shoulder. As you twist, try and sink deeper into this twist. Lovely, we do one more each side. So one hand is grounded behind the sit bones, and we're using the knee to lever ourselves round in that twist. One more on the other side. Nice straight spine here as you're twisting. And back to centre. Now take the hands behind the back and clasp them together if you can in a fist. And just sort of sway the chest open. Lovely, and fold forward here. Really opening the front couch of the body. Now walk the hands to the edge of the mat, come up onto the knees. I'm just going to awaken that spine some. So wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Inhale and look up as you dip the spine. And roll through the shoulders, push the ground away, pull the core in and arch the spine in your cat. Exhaling. Inhaling, finding your cow, that dip in the spine. Exhale, rolling the shoulders, pushing the ground away, finding that cat pose again. On your exhale, find your cat. On your inhale, find your cow. Lovely, and find your neutral spine again. We're going to step the right foot forward, stacking that knee over the ankle. Bring the hands to the hips momentarily. And we're just try and plant them on the floor in front of you. As you pull the bent legs straight, coming into your half Hanuman, looking down at that mat. Sink the hips forward into that runner's lunge. Pull it back and fold a little over the leg. Nice straight spine here. Inhale, sink the hips forward. Exhale, fold and pull that hamstring back in your half Hanuman. Lovely. Once more. Inhale it forward, bending the knee. One more, exhale, folding. come back with your knees stacked over the ankle. Find your hands on your hips. See if you can clasp opposite elbows. Here, if you're comfortable, find your reverse prayer by bringing the palms of the hands to meet behind the back. Puff that chest and see if you can drive the fingers further up towards the neck behind you and reach behind, finding those cow face arms. Really opening those shoulders. Fabulous. Now release that bind. Bring the hands to your prayer at your heart center and twist and see if you can latch the elbow onto that knee as you twist round and look over the shoulder. Lovely. And rotate back round. Bring the hands to the mat temporarily as you just rotate that knee and send the foot behind you. The other knee stays stacked over the ankle as we were. So your hips should be level with the long edge of the mat now on one knee. And we're going to inhale. You can bring your hand to your hip here or the back of your palm to your thigh. And inhale and open the chest. Maybe you can reach the floor here and make that side stretch deeper here. Lovely. Now we're going to do the opposite way. See if you can reach the mat here, or you can just prop the knee open with the back of the arm here. Stretching through that side body. Lovely. Now we're going to twist round to the other edge of the mat. Bending and stacking that knee over on the left foot this time. We're going to find that lunge again on the other side. Bring the hands to the mat and sink forward in that runner's lunge. Then pull back, straightening that hamstring and folding in your half Hanumanasana. Inhale, sink the hips forward. Exhale, pull it back, just like we were doing on the side. Try and flow with the breath here. Nice dynamic fluid movements. Lovely. And plant that foot. I'm going to bring the hands to the hips. Bring the hands behind the back. See if you can grab opposite elbow. See if you can come into that reverse prayer again by joining the palms together. And this time we're going to reach the opposite arm back and try and find those cow face arms on the opposite side. Really opening those shoulders. Lovely. And find your prayer. And we're going to shift the chest forward a little, twist, and see if we can latch that elbow onto the knee and twist and look over the shoulder. Doesn't have to be latched on, you can just be twisting up higher. Rotate it back round and walk your hips to be parallel to the long edge of the mat as you pivot on that knee and raise the torso. I'm going to take that side bend like a reversed kneeling warrior. You can look up to the sky if you wish to. Back to centre, and we're going to go over the other way in your sort of side angle, side stretch on the knees here. Wonderful. Now bring both hands down to the mat and step that foot back, finding your plank. This can be on the knees if this is a little soon for you. Really engaging the core, squeezing the buttocks. Fabulous. Lower the knees, Lower the chest as you dip the spine. Chest and chin come down to the mat as the elbows hug the chest. Pull the chest along the ground and push up with a slight bend in the elbows into your cobra. Lovely. Push through the palms. Send the hips back over the heels and push up through the legs. Finding your first down dog. Pedal those legs. Pedal out that hamstrings. In your down dog. Lovely. Now we're going to kick up the left leg. Allow the knee to bend as we scorpion tail open leg. Bring it back round, we're going to do some hip circles. 1, 2, 3. Go the opposite way. 3, 2, 1. And lower it down. Shorten your dog a little, so take a step forward and see if you can reach the heel here and twist and look through under your arm. Opening that shoulder up on that left side a little bit more. Bring your hands back down, step it out a little bit. Lift the right leg. Bend that knee, scorpion tailing that dog open again. Bring the hips back round. 1, 2, 3 circles. So the other way. 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg. Step it in a little bit and twist. Grab the ankle and look underneath that right arm. Fabulous. Now bring the hands back to the mat and we're going to walk, tiptoe our way to the top of the mat. Finding our deep forward fold. Let the head hang. Hands to hips and lift the torso up to find your mountain. Fabulous. We're going to sweep the arms up overhead. And find our mini back bend, so squeeze the glutes, lift the head up, allow the arms to go behind as you push the hips forward and rise back to neutral. Folding, hinging at the hips, bringing that torso to meet the thighs, hands come down into your deep forward fold. Push through the palms and step your left foot back. Finding your Anjanasana, stacking that knee. Sweeping the arms up overhead. Maybe take the gaze up to the sky. Offering the heart up towards the sun. Let the sun shine in. Push through the palms. Step back into your plank. We've been here before. Now we're going to lower the knees, lower the chin chest. Squeeze those elbows to that rib cage. In your knees, chin, chest, pulling the chest through, pushing up into your cobra, or maybe you want to come onto the backs of the feet in your down dog. Roll over onto the toes, find your down dog. We've been here before. Lifting the left leg up to the sky and stepping it through the arms, stacking that knee over the ankle. Inhale into your Anjanasana on the other side. Feel that nice deep stretch through the hamstring, offering that heart again to the sun. Fingers come down or hands come down to the mat. Step it forward. Sink and fold at those hips into your deep forward fold. Sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe you want to interlock the thumbs together. Squeeze those glutes. Find that mini back bend again. Pushing those hips forward. Fabulous. And we're going to go again into those classical sun salutations. So folding down, stepping the left foot back, sweeping the arms up, shining that heart in your Anjanasana. Palms come down, foot steps back into your Palakasana. Knees come down, elbows hug the chest, dipping the spine. There we go. Ashtanga Namaskara. pulling that chest through, pushing up into your back bend of choice, your Sphinx, Cobra or up dog. Push it back into your down dog, kick up the leg, step it forward, stacking that knee, sweep the arms back up into your Anjaneyasana, palms come back down, step the feet together at the top of the mat and fold into your deep forward fold. Either step both feet back or jump back into your Palakasana, bending the elbows, supporting the torso, squeezing that rib cage as you slowly lower down in your Chaturanga. Pull up into your up dog or your Cobra. Push back into your down dog. Inhale, raise the left leg to the sky, step it forward. Plant the back foot at about 10 to 10 and rise up. Raise the arms in your warrior. Hands come back down to the mat. Step the foot back into your plank. Find your Chaturanga. Strong, strong, strong. Fingers gripping the mat. Pulling up into your back bend. Pushing back into your down dog. Inhale, lift the leg. Step it forward. Plant the back foot at 10 to 2. Inhale. Arms up in your warrior again. Arms come back down. Hands plant. Step it back into your plank. Chaturanga. Pull yourself up. Push back into your down dog. Bend your knees and jump forward, hop forward. You can also step here. Find your halfway lift. Fold in your deep forward fold. Then sink the hips down. Inhale the arms up in your chair pose and rise back to standing. Fabulous. I'm going to do that again. Arms come up, sink the butt, squeeze the thighs together. Fold into your halfway lift, spine is flat. Fold deeper, deep forward fold. Plant the palms. Maybe you want to jump back into your plank. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga down. Inhale, push on the backs of the feet up into your up dog. Plant the feet, Adho Mukha Savasana. Kick that left leg up, stepping it through, planting the back foot, stacking the knee, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, bring the palms down, step it into your plank, Chaturanga, lowering down, pushing up through the arms in your up dog, finding your down dog. Inhale, kick the leg up, step it forward, plant both feet, knee stacked over ankle, in your Virabhadrasana. Arms come down, step it back in your plank, bend the elbows, lower down, strong Chaturanga, pulling up into your up dog, push it back into your down dog, and hop. So folding it in deep, flatten the back in your halfway lift, and sink the booty, squeeze the thighs together. Inhale the arms up, strong in your chair, then elevate those hips and come to your standing mountain. Hands to heart center. We're going to take the hands to the hips and sink into our chair. Lovely. Bring those hands to the heart center. And see if you can lean forward a little and twist and hook that elbow onto the knee. You can be hovering if your elbow does not hook onto the knee. Perfectly fine. Now come up onto the tip toe of the opposite toe. See if you can balance on the one leg as you step the opposite foot back behind you. Twisting deeper, strong in the legs. Fabulous. Now see if you can open the arms out here and shine a little light out. And rotate the arms down to the mat. Step it back into your plank. Now see if you can rotate onto the one arm, coming onto the knife edge or the knife blade of the opposite foot. Maybe you can lift the other leg and make a little side tree. Windmill the arm back down, back round into your Palakasana. Push it in, up into your Adho Mukha Savasana. Inhale the left leg up, and then bend the knee and send it to the midline, then kick it out onto the blade edge of the foot and raise the arm. Woo! Open the arm out. Whee! And lower back down to the mat. Step it back. Raise the opposite leg. Bend that knee, bring it to the midline, step onto the outer blade of the foot, opening up into your fallen triangle and lowering the palm again down to the mat. Are we tired yet? And step it into your Palakasana. Squeeze those elbows in your Chaturanga down to the mat. Pulling up into your up dog or your cobra. Pushing back into your down dog. Shifting the weight forward over the wrists. Rotate onto that knife edge or blade edge of the foot again. Find your side plank. Maybe bend that knee. Rotate it back round. Fabulous. Shift the weight forward. Lower it down. Back into your up dog. Push back into your down dog. Fabulous. Now lift the leg up, step it forward, finding your warrior legs. Rotate up onto the tiptoes, find your hands at heart center, and we're going to shift round into that revolved position with the lunge legs. And then open the arms out if that's available to you. Lovely. And then step forward with that knee still hooked into your chair pose. Fabulous. And rotate back round. Come to standing. Sweep the arms up. Mini back bend. Shine that heart up to the sun. Pull those imaginary rays of sunshine down to your heart. Light your heart up. Fabulous. And we're going to come onto one leg. Give your ankle a little rotation here. And then see if you can cross the ankle over the opposite thigh and sink, sink, sink into your chair. Hands can be on hips here. Maybe you want to bring them to the heart. Maybe you can twist and tap the knee. Or maybe you want to raise them up overhead. I suggest raising them up overhead now. Bring the hands down to the mat as you start to straighten the back leg, keeping that other leg crossed over the thigh. See if you can fold here, forward fold with your chair leg and find your way back to standing. Step it up, woo, back to your mountain. I'm going to try that on the other side. Hook that ankle and flex that foot, crossing your leg. And we're going to sink, 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 opening that hip up in our chair. Maybe you can rotate and tap the knee here. Maybe you want to sweep the arms up and down and straighten the back leg somewhat while you fold. Lovely. And let it all go. Unhook everything. Come into a deep forward fold. Flat back in your halfway lift. Jump back into your plank and push up into your down dog. Now take your right foot and hook the big toe and the next toe around the back, the opposite ankle, and push that heel down towards the mat. And I'm just going to switch that over. Really opening those hamstrings. Fabulous. Walk the feet in a little. Option to, when you lift your left leg, come into your scorpion leg again, or you can shift the weight forward, bend in the elbows, and come into your hurdler's pose and push that leg back up to the sky. Fabulous. Kick the other leg up to the sky, shift the weight forward, bend the elbows, hook that knee onto the bent arm, kicking into your hurdler's pose, and push the hips back up to the sky, kicking that leg again into your down dog. Push the weight forward into your Palakasana. We're going to knees, chin, chest it down, your Ashtanga Namaskar, and glide it out. Have a little moment, cross the forearms, and rest the head here in your crocodile, and have a little breathe here. We've really fired ourselves up. We've really built some heat. Take a moment to slow down and process all that energy, all that fire we've built. Fabulous. Slide the hands under the shoulders, push up and back to a seat. Give yourself a little hug for a moment. Because we have done some very, very hot work. I'm going to swim the arms behind and push the chest open. Just offering that heart up to the sun, inviting in its wonderful, dazzling rays. And close the chest down. Going to go in for some core. You can come into your half boat, so really engage your core. See if you can lift the feet up off the mat. Maybe you can do this as support, so hook the forearms under the knees and kick the feet out in front of you, flexed and straight. You can remain here. You can hover the arms out, or you can straighten the legs here. Maybe point the toes. Hold that boat. Strong core, legs squeezed together, lovely, and lower it. I'm going to straighten both legs out in front of us, coming into our staff pose. We're going to bend the right knee, give it a little hug, cross it over the left leg. Lovely. I'm going to lift up both arms and rotate the torso round, sending one hand behind the sit bones, other one can be still up in the sky here. Then bend the elbow and hook it onto the outer edge of the knee or thigh in your half Lords of the Fish. A cooling moment of wateriness. Option to stay here, or walk the foot towards the outer hip, like so, and come deeper into your Lord of the Fishes. Option to stay here, or thread the arms through and reach the opposite arm behind and make a bind, clasping the fingers together behind the back that are threaded through the whole of the knee. Lovely. Unwind yourself if you were there. Option now to keep that elbow hooked on the back of the thigh, and see if you can shuffle up onto your foot here. Plant the palms, keeping that elbow in contact with that outer thigh, and then gripping the floor here, shift the weight into the bent arms And see if you can kick the legs out into your Kundinyasana. Close the legs back down, twist them shut, and rotate back round, planting that foot back into your little twisted Lord of the Fishies. Rotate back round and cross the legs, and we're going to pivot so that I can see you still, and we're going to cross the left leg over the right from our staff pose again, taking some breaths. Inhale the arms up, right one, left one comes down, and behind the sit bones, hook the left onto the back of the outer knee. Have some cooling breaths in your twisted Lord of the Fish. Option to stay here or walk that foot towards the outer hip, bending that knee. Option to thread one arm through and find your bind. Trying to hold hands with yourself behind your back. Secret love affair with the self here. And unwind. So place your hand back behind you to support, and bring the other hand to the outer thigh here. Then we're going to find our way and plant this foot of the bent knee, keeping the other one crossed over, other leg crossed over. This arm again is going to continue to push into that knee, that outer knee, as we plant our hands, bend the elbows, shift the weight forward and kick the legs up, out and open. Cross the legs back down and roll back into, so ever so skillfully, into your half Lord of the Fishes. And straighten both legs out. Again, finding your staff. Absolutely fabulous, guys. A little round of applause here. Swing yourself onto your knees. I'm going to come into our pigeon. So up on the knees, come into your half Hanumanasana first. Have a little fold here. Find some length in that hamstring. And bend the knee and have some shift back and forward, back and forward. Bend the knee and bring it in towards the outer, the heel in towards the inner hip crease, if this is where your pigeon is, and you may fold forward. Option to stack yourself or your pelvis up with some pillows, so you can shove some pillows under here if your pigeon is quite high. Option also to come into your straight right angle leg pigeon. So coming onto that blade edge of the foot and lowering that knee down to the mat, getting that nice straight shin across the front and pushing up, push that chest proud, then offer it down to the ground and melt. Surrendering here. Really opening those hips. Letting go any emotions, any intentions, any tension, flow free. And push the chest back up now. Option to stay here. Option to come into a seated position. Or option to see if you can kick the heel towards the butt here and grab the foot. If you can, see if you can pull the foot down towards the hip. And if you can do this, see if you can then hook the elbow crease around your foot, coming into a bit of a mermaid. So we can also lift the other arm up and find a bind here in our mermaid. Have a go, see if you can twist your way into that one and hold hands. So just raising the arm up, so rotating the torso round somewhat, lifting the arm up, bending the elbow and finding the fingers of the arm that is hooked around the foot. Lovely, in your mermaid, and lower your arms down. Slide the feet back. Maybe you want to come into a very open-kneed child pose and just ground that third eye down to the mat a moment. Take a breath. Process all those movements we just did, all that opening we just did, all that grounding. Slide the arms, hands up and across the mat. And we're going to take that pigeon on the opposite side. So bending, stepping the left foot forward and bending the knee. Find your half Hanuman, fold deeply. Come forward and back. Maybe give your ankle a little rotation to help lengthen that hamstring here. Folding with a nice straight spine at the hips rather than craning forward through the shoulders and hunching. Then come into your pigeon of choice. So either drawing that hip, drawing that heel towards the opposite hip, or walking the foot out onto the blade edge and sinking and lowering the knee down to the mat. Again, can stack some pillows under the pelvis here. Maybe walk that back foot back, making sure the hips are nicely straight, pointing parallel. And fold forward, surrender. Offer that heart forward, connect that third eye chakra to the mat if you can. Option to stack the head on the hands here if you want a bit more space. Otherwise, surrendering. Grounding in all that energy, all that fire we built. Sending it back down to the earth. Surrendering to any emotions that come up, and when you're ready, push yourself back up. Option again to come to a seat, or see if you can kick that foot into the hand and play with opening and flexing that foot towards the glute. And if you can, wrap the elbow crease around the foot, twist the torso, raise the arm, and bend and see if you can bind the hands together in your mermaid pose. Breathing, see if you can look forward here as well. And when you're ready, bring the hand down to the mat, release the back foot. Slide it all back. Wide leg, deep forward fold. Deep breaths. Did some deep hip releasing. Fantastic. And slide along the belly and roll over onto your back. Lift the legs up towards the sky, flexing the feet, offering the soles of the feet towards the sky. In our fountain of youth, just going to reverse some of that blood flow. We've done a lot of standing on our legs, A lot of strong leg work today in those chairs. Let it all drain back down. Take your peace fingers and wrap it around your big toes. Pull those knees in towards the armpits. Can also be hands wrapped around the blade edge of the foot. Trying to keep the tailbone pulled down towards the mat. Elbows are inside the shins. Rocking from side to side in a happy baby. Cross the ankles over. Make a little ball. Give it a little squeeze. Give yourself a squeeze. Lovely. And let the feet come down to the mat. Option to step the legs out straight into your corpse, or connect the feet, the soles of the feet together and let the knees flop open in your reclined butterfly. Maybe you'd like to open out the chest and interlace the fingers behind the head and be expansive here in your final resting pose. Maybe you want to come all the way down into your Shavasana. Taking a hand to the heart, optionally, and one to the pelvis area. Thinking warm and loving thoughts. Awakening your fire, your creativity, your spark. Breathing it up and into the chest, into your heart, so that your heart can shine bright. Let it soak up through the neck into the throat chakra, so that we speak lovingly and with inspired words. I invite you to stay where you are. I'm going to roll onto my side and come up to a seat to thank you for joining me in this fiery solstice class. I hope you felt energized and also relaxed after letting your fire burn bright. Namaste and happy solstice and happy Cancer season also.